Oh, striking that pose that only Mr. Wonderful can deliver at the beginning of each video. I got you beautiful people stepping on board and about to hit a brand new segment with Mr. Wonderful. The light, oh, it's always shining bright when it comes to greatness and when it comes to the FC Sneaker Factory and when it comes to the channel. I got you beautiful people, the fellas. Oh, and those beautiful ladies out there that I call my cheerleaders. I appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you so much for taking some part out of your busy day to show Mr. Wonderful some love and some attention that he deserves. Because you know what? We all know the people that support the channel. We all know that this channel right here does not get enough love that it deserves, and Mr. Wonderful doesn't get the attention that he deserves. I don't get the push, and the channel doesn't get the push that YouTube should be giving me. But you know what? Since I'm not getting the push, I'm going to give myself the freaking push by dropping content every single day, whether it's a FLOYD pickup, whether it's a profile, or whether it's a short. Oh, and don't forget, I'm even touching down on Instagram with those damn reels. Hopefully you're on there following me. I'd really appreciate that. I would really appreciate your support on there as well. But really quick, before we even get into this, the sneaker profiles, because guess what? We have just landed on sneaker profiles 146. 146 shoes that I have shown you from my collection. None of these shoes are borrowed. None of these shoes were lent to me in any single way. These are all shoes that I owned. Some of them, oh, they've been long and gone since those first videos that I first produced, but the majority of them are still in the collection. So before we get into any of the profiles and going into more in depth into this brand new segment that I'm about to bring you, let's go ahead and do a fit check. So as you can see, oh, I'm watching football. If you can see it through the posters behind me, watching the playoffs. Oh, and you know the playoffs are always a good time when it comes to the month of January and when it comes to the month of February. But here we go. Quick fit check. Oh, you see that beautiful sweater that I'm wearing because it is wintertime. The APC right here, beautiful as far as fabric goes, beautiful as far as the fit goes, and I just love how simple it is. Some people say we don't really like the brand so out there. I understand, but when it comes to this, I love how that blue hits, and of course when it comes to the gray. Right here, I am rocking the Tag Heuer Aqua Racer. Oh, this is a watch that I always wanted when I was in high school, and Mr. Wonderful had to go get it for himself when he finally got established and finally finished college. But really quick, let me give you the entire fit check really quick. So I am rocking a white tee underneath. This is a gray sweatshirt that I did say that just a little bit ago, and then I'm rocking some rag and bone denim. Excuse me on that falter right there. So now that you see the fit check, now you know what I'm wearing. Let's go ahead and go into this sneaker profile 146. Okay, before we actually get into this shoe, let me explain why I'm doing this. Remember, all profiles are they all come from my collection, and they all deserve shine that I feel because that's why they're in my collection. So therefore, I'm bringing you a segment that probably will not get enough, not even get a very much views or not get enough love that it deserves. But I'm bringing you some shoes, the forgotten shoes. The forgotten shoes when it comes to collaborations and when it comes to certain brands. And this one right here, this shoe, I remember seeing it for the first time and I was like, you know what? That looks amazing. Mr. Wonderful said those colors look on point, the materials look on point, but most importantly, the brand. No one wears this brand. And I get it because when it comes to this specific brand, oh, it reached its peak back in the 80s. But you know what? When I saw this and I saw the collaborator that came with this shoe, I said, you know what? That's a shoe that I would love to own. And that's a shoe that I would definitely like to rock, even though I haven't rocked it all these years. I still need to bring it out, but I'm going to show you why, the reason why I've been so hesitant on rocking this certain pair of their shoes. Okay, like I said, this whole segment, you're going to get 5 shoes, right? We're going to do this in 5 days. I'm going to be dropping these videos, or I should say every other day, because they're in between these videos, you're going to get those reels. But these shoes are the forgotten about, the shoes that people forgot or didn't even know that existed. I feel like they deserve the shine on this channel, because I'm sure no one's giving them the shine that they deserve on their freaking channels. So let's go ahead and go into this shoe. So I'm going to bring you a Brooks, right? Oh, Mr. Wonderful, what are you doing? Oh, well, I'm bringing you a Brooks as far as the brand. And I understand, Brooks, what the hell is that? But this specific Brooks is a collaboration with Atmos. And I feel like this Brooks, I have to say this because, well, one, I haven't seen very many Brooks, but when I think of Brooks, I think of older men. And you know me, I'm not an older man. But I think of like retired people. But this one, this specific shoe right here, doesn't give any type of vibes of being retired or being, it belongs to an old man. This one is just a beauty, and I hope you can open your freaking eyes and see the beauty within this shoe. So here, let's go into the box right here. Oh, the light is shining bright, so you can barely see it, but let me try to get a little closer. It says Brooks, Seattle, USA, right there. I can't even read it because it's so bright. Finest in athletic shoes, Brooks, Seattle, Washington, USA. So here we go. And let's take a look at the label on this one. So you got the Chariot, you got the gray, pale pink, navy, size 10.5. Because Mr. Wonderful always brings you the 10.5. And here we go. Here's what the paper looks like inside, clean. Okay, so this one, be in mind, this shoe was released back in 2015, okay? 2015 release, collaboration with Brooks and Atmos. But when I tried to get this shoe when it first came out, I believe it came out on the Atmos website, but also the Brooks website. I forgot the retail price, and I was trying to look up the retail price on here, on the internet, but I was unable to find the retail price on it. But I want to say it sold out, because I didn't get this when it first dropped. It actually, I want to say it took maybe about a year or two for me to actually get it. I want to say the retail price was kind of really high as far as the amount goes. So I was able to find it on eBay. I found it on eBay maybe like a year or two after it released. And I believe I picked it up for way below the retail price. And that's why I picked it up so late, because I want to say, I believe it sold out, but also that the retail price was pretty high up there. And I want to say because of the materials that were used, and then also that collaboration with Atmos. But let's go ahead and go into this shoe right here. The Brooks Chariot, the Pacific, is what this is themed around. And let me give you just a little quick history about the shoe, but also, and then I'm going to show you actually the more details about the shoe and why this still remains in my collection, and why I have not had a chance to wear, or I have decided not to wear it at this time, but I plan on doing so sometime in the future. Okay, so this shoe hit the streets back in 2015, January 2015. I could not find an actual specific date that this shoe was actually dropped on. But this comes with the collaboration with Atmos. In case you're not aware, Atmos is a boutique, but it's a Japanese boutique in Japan. So this new design basically is built around the Pacific Ocean, which separates Tokyo as well as the home state of Brooks, Seattle, Washington. So this is where this shoe comes about. But what do you think about it? What do you think about the colorway? And I'll give you some more details about the colorway and what kind of materials are used on this one. So Brooks has been around for quite some time, right? It's been around, basically when they dropped this shoe right here, it was dropped to celebrate the 100 years of relevance back in 2015. So come 2015, it reached its 100 years of relevance. So, like I said previously, the Brooks brand, it actually reached like its climax of popularity back in the 80s. And then obviously, you know, no one really talks about it now, or if they do, it's more geared towards like older men, retired men. I mean, maybe women, who knows? But when I think of Brooks, I always think of older men. So, but this one does not give any vibes of an older man's shoe. So here we go. So this is actually light gray. When I look at this shoe though, I don't see light gray. I see actually like a mint green. But it says light gray nubuck, perforated leather, and that aesthetic, while the accents of tan litter throughout. And then there's also those navy hits. Now let's take a look at this shoe in a closer way. So this right here, this is all white. So that's why I have not had it. That's why I've been so hesitant about wearing it, because it is white. And it definitely gives me the vibe of like a Cortez, right? So really hard to keep clean if I do wear this. This right here is actually blue. This is a navy blue hit, right? To represent the Pacific Ocean. And this is all right here. This is that nubuck suede, and it's so damn buttery. This right here is a tan, and I believe this is that Brooks symbol, but it's leather. So this is like a really thick leather right here, but clean shoe. I love how the shoe looks. As you can see, Brooks, and this is not imprinted, but it's actually embedded into the shoe, right? It's sewn in. But I love how this goes. So look, it goes from, you know, that navy thin line, and it starts getting a little bit fatter around the heel, and then it gets really fat, but then it fades out into that thin. So beautiful hit when it comes to that. Obviously, the lateral, right, it looks the same exact as the medial side, except, you know, this runs a little bit deeper. Oh no, actually they're both the same. My fault on that one. And then let's take a look at this. So if I'm looking at from my aerial view, looking down at my feet, I love the laces. These are blue and white. Look at that Brooks sign. It looks beautiful. You got the blue hits, also got that little red hit for that Brooks symbol, and then that little more fatter Brooks navy blue. And of course, inside, so this is leather, okay? So you definitely will need to wear a pair of socks when you're wearing these, because that leather will cut up your ankle. But then you also got this beautiful Atmos Brooks Running Company. And it says established in 1914, Seattle, Washington. So beautiful shoe. I mean, I absolutely think this is a gorgeous shoe. Obviously, all white. You even got the nice embossed Brooks under the sole. And then you even have some right there, Brooks, more Brooks hits right there. So I like this shoe. I mean, I get it, right? Mr. Wonderful gets it. It's a Brooks. You know it's not going to get any traction. You know, 2015, there was no influencers out there as far as like people modeling the shoe, stuff like that, taking photos on Instagram or on TikTok. So it's not going to get enough love, but I feel like this is still a great shoe. Even after 2015, do you even remember that? Did you even know Brooks and Atmos did a collaboration? Drop a comment down below. The nubuck on this is beautiful. Even runs into the tongue. This is all nubuck. It runs all into here, and this is more, well, actually, it runs, right? The nubuck runs right here, and then it runs into here, and it stops right here. And this is actually a hard leather. Same material like this right here as far as the Brooks symbol goes. But what do you think about this? I know, I get it. Mr. Wonderful understands. He understands that it's a Brooks. No one wears Brooks except probably me when I do put this on foot. But I feel like if I wore this out, people would still look, because the beauty of the shoe, how it's made, I think it would still get enough attention, enough looks, and maybe people will even ask what kind of shoe that is. Because given the symbol, I didn't even know a Brooks symbol, to be honest with you, until when I purchased this shoe, I didn't realize that that was actually the Brooks symbol. But maybe people even think that's like a shoe that I created. Who knows? Obviously, it's not. I would not take that credit because I don't want that credit. But the Brooks Atmos collaboration, a shoe that people probably forgot about, or a shoe that people didn't even know existed. But you know what? Mr. Wonderful exists, and he exists on his freaking channel. But Sneaker Profiles 146 right there. But guess what? In a couple of days, we'll be doing it all over again. We'll be doing it all over again with Sneaker Profiles 147. And guess what? It's going to be another shoe that people have forgotten about, or people may have not even knew that it existed. And that includes you, the fellas out there. Oh, and those beautiful ladies. I appreciate you. Drop a comment down below because I would like to know what you really think about this shoe. Do you think it's trash? Do you think it's a good looking shoe that, hey, I didn't even know about? I would love to know, and I would really appreciate that. But you know what? I always leave each and every time when it comes to the Sneaker Profiles with Floyd on YouTube. It's just too sweet.